Hi, good evening. We're here celebrating the Customer Service Week, and with me is a very important guest because he is not just among us customer service agents, but he is the Senior Operations Manager. Please meet Mr. Jimmy Caceres to give us a wonderful opportunity to grow and to be empowered as customer service. So, Mr. Caceres, tell me, how did you start as an agent, and how did you rise up to become SOM?
Well, I started as an agent way back 2010, July 2010. I supported FlexPay T-Mobile.
Uh-huh.
I supported FlexPay T-Mobile for almost 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I worked as an expert supporting FlexPay and worked my way up. I started as a QA specialist for a year and some months. Then I was promoted as a coach.
Wow.
It was a good opportunity that I had supported a program as a coach, as a QA, because it allowed me to develop a skill where I can listen to calls. Right. It's the best avenue to figure out how do you want to drive your performance if you want to make a change. The answer lies behind the calls.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same idea when John Ledger decided to listen to calls and decided to start the uncareer mentality.
John Ledger?
Yeah, John Ledger, T-Mobile CEO.
I thought this.
So
Oh.
he took away contract, and it was just a hit for the customers. That came from him listening to calls, right?
Mm.
So I decided to learn from that experience and make sure that when I make decisions to, focus on an action plan,
Mm-hmm.
I make sure to listen to conversations, calls from our experts,
Mm-hmm.
and decide on what they need to actually perform to drive the results that we need.
Oh, so as a leader, SOM, as a leader, you don't just dictate, but you listen to inputs. Is that right?
Yes, I listen to inputs primarily from the conversation, from the experts, and from the customers. What are the customers saying? What are the experts saying? And since we're talking about empowerment, my personal preference, my preference with how I empower people is by education. I make sure that they are educated, they know what's going on around them so they can make better decisions for themselves. I would say there are no right or wrong decisions, but there are better decisions. When you know what's going on around you, you can make better decisions. And I think that creates an opportunity for you to be empowered, right? You make decisions based from what's available for you and what's the best for you.
So we have to listen as an agent. We have to listen to the ones that have more experience than using our own. Like sometimes agents have their own personality. Then, these are the things that needed to be done. 20 things, but maybe sometimes agents have other things that will work for them.
Yep.
So how do you accept that?
But not necessarily you have to listen to people with experience. Right? it's a good practice, and
Yes.
there's positive things on that practice. But I don't discount people who starting who has fresh new ideas. Right?
Yeah.
You want to always incorporate innovation and experience. You can find the best balance between the two. Learning from people with experience is a good thing. I'm not saying it's
Yes.
a bad thing. Learning and listening from people with fresh new ideas is also a good thing. Maybe that's the break you needed so you can move forward. It doesn't necessarily have to be the ones with experience dictating what you need to do.
I see.
Right?
So thank you for that insight, like respecting and more like you combine knowledges together. But as a one of the highest position in the company, what is the mission and goal for that other than what T-Mobile wants us to do?
Well, that differs from one person to another, but for me, I think my goal is that I create an environment where you would feel like there's an opportunity for you to grow. It doesn't have to be career growth. I have seen people who's satisfied with what they have now because they have other important things outside of work.
Mm-hmm.
They want to spend more time with their families.
Mm-hmm.
But they feel that they are growing because they are growing as a person, they are growing outside of the company. That's more important to them. So that's my personal goal. I wanted to create an environment where you feel like there's an opportunity for you to find new things you can explore and grow. And I'm trying my best to make sure that it's a fair and balanced, and I try to be objective as much as I can
Mm-hmm.
when I make decisions, when I started creating opportunities, right? When we decide to promote someone, probably keep
Mm-hmm.
it open, make sure that everyone's aware that there's an opportunity, and we measure objectively by
Mhm.
tangible results.
Smart.
Yes.
Measurable things. But I like the way what you said about you wanted us to grow outside of the office, because sometimes I hear some techniques that, hey, drop your emotional baggage, you don't care, produce here inside the office. Have you heard something like that?
Yeah, I do, and I strongly disagree with that. You see, you cannot separate yourself from your emotions. It's something that you will always carry with you, and
Mm-hmm.
it's important that we show as leaders. I show that what you feel is valid, and instead of asking people to drop what they feel, I think it's better to allow them to express what they feel and offer help. Right?
Oh, that's
It's better
nice.
it's better to allow people to share what they think is good and bad, and communicate and agree on what's better for the bigger population.
Yeah.
What's tricky about emotions, it's purely, well, not purely, it's mostly based on subjectivity, on what you feel about certain things in certain situations. How you react to them is subjective to what you think is right and wrong, right?
And then, so once you're whole, like, half of you was left behind, the house is something like that. So when you get here, you want your agent to be whole. You're not, okay. So what will be your message for that? Like, what are the things that can be done so that he will be a completed person, not half thinking back home, or to be effective in the office?
Oh, that's tough. You see, finding oneself is difficult.
But not
as it
every day,
is.
okay? It
Right, I
doesn't
know.
happen every day.
I know,
You
but-
say it's like that every day.
But I think what I do personally, so I can find myself and at least try to complete who I am as a person outside of work, is try to do better every single day. I reflect on what's important to me, right? And when I operate and when I deal with people, I try to make sure to always respect the person as a person.
Yeah.
It's difficult for some people or people with authority inside an office or inside a society to find a balance between people and outcome or results.
Yeah.
Most of the time, we put a lot of importance around what you produce.
Yes,
we don't
the
put
rule of the law.
Yeah, we don't put importance to you as a person.
Yeah.
So, as I grow in my
I like the
career, I try to keep a balance between the results and the people around me.
I see.
Right? I try to keep it healthy and
Awesome.
find the in between, so I don't sacrifice results and I don't sacrifice people. If I lean towards people more, probably we lose the business. If I lean
Yes.
towards results more, probably I lose my people.
Okay, what a wonderful thing that I learned from you, growth and personal growth and productivity. This is our last question. Like,
Mhm.
a lot of people are leaders in the business, but at home they can't be leaders. They are led by their wife. Are
Yeah.
you like that? The command responsibility is
Yeah, I
not
would-
home.
I would say that's how I prefer, because I want to give my wife the opportunity and the privilege that not everyone will get. Right? I allow her to manage my own Facebook. She knows, and she has access to my phone. Personally, it's a choice I'd like to make because
Wow.
I am responsible for my wife's peace of mind.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
The things that she may worry because of,
The leadership.
oh, not necessarily because of you see yung
I don't know.
how would I say this? Because of our culture, probably, or because how marriage is looked at or set up.
Yeah, the man.
hmm I'm okay with that setup. I'm always open to recommendations that make sense and reasonable.
Oh, that's nice. So she's a full-time housewife.
No, she's working too. I have been convincing her not to work, but she wants to.
How nice.
She wants to really still be there and work, right?
How nice. So thank you so much. A very strong personality, but yet at home really have high respect for the woman in his life. So goodbye for now. Bye SOM.
Thank you so
for
much.
the time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Bye.
Bye bye.